One of the most interesting things about life is how easily we can overlook what is right in front of us. We start believing that value and beauty is always somewhere else, that opportunity or a better life exists just beyond our own borders. When I look at Jamaica, I honestly see something different. I see abundance everywhere once you slow down enough to notice it. I truly hope my beautiful Jamaican people never become blind to that. I say that as someone who spent years living in spaces where people constantly traveled far just to experience what they didn't have at home. When I lived in Las Vegas for 15 years, I watched tourists pour in from all over the world chasing excitement and experiences. For many of us who lived in Las Vegas, it wasn't all that. It was just life, traffic, noise, and routine and inflated prices for everything. The very thing that others dreamed about was something we tried to escape. The contrast taught me something important, that familiarity can disguise value. I see that same lesson applies here. Jamaica is not just beautiful, it is naturally resourced in ways that the rest of the world is dying to return to. Land that produces food with naturalness and flavor that people elsewhere are trying to replicate in labs and supermarkets. Fruits that grow in abundance without needing pesticides or long supply chains. Herbs and plants that have been used for healing long before modern medicine named or prescribed anything, tainting it with chemicals. There are people living in cities right now who would give anything to step into the kind of environment that Jamaicans experience every day without even thinking about it. But it's not just the land, it's the lifestyle. It's the ability to breathe a little slower and just to live authentically, to sit outside and talk, to feel connected to community in a real human way, to know what it is to grow up knowing your neighbor really well, being able to go in their house and borrow anything that you need, and to have nature as part of your daily life, not a vacation you save up for once a year. And I truly hope the younger generation especially doesn't miss that, because it's easy to get pulled into comparison. It's easy to think that value only exists in foreign places or in fast-paced city living. Easy to believe that more means better. But more noise is not more life. More speed is not more progress. What looks simple is actually what people around the world are trying to return to after years of chasing everything. So my hope is, excuse me, that Jamaica never becomes just a backdrop for people trying to leave. I hope it remains something people choose to stay connected to, even if they do travel to foreign and go away for a while. I hope it's seen not just as home, but as wealth in its most natural form. Because once something like this is lost or forgotten, it becomes incredibly hard to rebuild. And from where I stand, having lived in other places and now calling this island home, I see it so clearly. Jamaica is already rich, not just in resources, but in what it offers to the human spirit. And I hope that truth is never taken lightly. One love. Thank you for listening. Love, health, and wealth. Peace.